Hello, Supercars in Seconds here. Today with one of my favorite cars on the road, the Audi RS6 Avant. In North America, we get it as the station wagon version, and it is just fabulous. Close to 600 horsepower. You can order this car with ceramic brakes and it will do over 190 miles per hour. Really an incredible vehicle. But let's go through it from front to back, then we'll drive the car and learn all about this monster. This particular car has the black optics pack, so it gets this almost glossy black grille there, and the four rings, of course, in the gloss black. It also gets all of the mirrors and all of the surrounds in gloss black, the window surrounds, and the back here, the exhaust tips, the splitter, everything goes to a lovely gloss black. Look at that view from the back. Very, very cool. The great big wheels, of course, part of that pack as well. 22-inch, and they're square, meaning it's the same size front and rear. It's a 285 section, so 285 wide, 30 series, and a 22-inch diameter. It almost has to be that big to get over these enormous big brakes. Look at that plumbing caliper. I'll put my hand against it for some perspective. It is absolutely massive. This is the steel rotor. As I mentioned, you can get it with carbon ceramics, but it's obviously these are cheaper to maintain, but the ceramics give you more performance, so it depends on how you're going to drive the car. Gosh, it's a little noisy even just standing here with the engine running. This is that 4-litre V8 twin turbo, of course. 591 horsepower, which is incredible in an estate car for a station wagon to me. But 590 pounds of torque as well. Now, working with the all-wheel steering that the vehicle has, and of course the quattro all-wheel drive system, it makes for an amazingly nimble and agile car. Look at that view. It's just so cool to see that big long roof. It's just so unique in the industry. We don't see these high performance station wagons enough, I don't think. To me, it's an estate car. Audi, of course, call it the Avant, and it is a fabulous and incredibly practical car. You don't lose that much space actually from an SUV, but you have that much sleeker and frankly much more efficient look to it. And this car is great on track. As you know, most SUVs struggle a little bit when you get to the track. This one doesn't. So far as scale, it's bigger than you think. She's 197 inches long, wheelbase about 115 inches. This is a big car. She's 77 inches wide and just magnificent. What's amazing, of course, with Audi over the last 10 years is the quality, the finish on everything, the paintwork, the way that everything fits together is just beautiful. This one has the glass roof option. That front bit does move, of course, the back one doesn't, but it gives some nice light into the rear passengers. For the rear seat occupants, again, you do get the same materials. A lot of manufacturers cheap out on it, you know. We still have the beautiful open carbon fiber, the Alcantara, the leather, the aluminium, everything's in here. Pulling on this will close up the shade, of course, on the window. And good legroom in the back. Not the biggest, but this passenger seat is pretty much all the way back, so you still got decent room there. Lots and lots of headroom, of course, because it is the Avant, the station wagon. A little screen down in the center here, and you do have, which will display your temperatures and so on, and then USBs down below. There's numbering them 3 and 4, meaning there's 2 up front, 2 in the rear. When I open up this door, it's just beautiful. Everything you touch is just of the highest quality. Looking inside here, it's just lovely. Really, really nice. But let's climb inside and we'll turn everything on. The driver's eye view, I've got it in the dynamic mode here. You can see the display with that rev counter going up the side there, pretty cool. We have a power percentage, torque percentage on the right hand side, and a G meter around there, which shows your latest G meter, you know, the cornering forces you've created and so on. Steering wheel's beautiful. It's a lovely quality thing. You can see that this is metal, like cold to touch. It's a big steering wheel, but it's a lovely feel. The little notches here The paddle shifters are right there. Now it is an 8-speed automatic. It's not a dual clutch, but it really is a nice transmission and operates very well for this type of car. The big screen in the center, I got two actually. I got my air conditioning on this lower one and the main sort of home screen and everything up on the top here. You can see it moves quickly. It does a nice job. If I go into vehicle, I have to push the screen. In other words, I get a feedback, like a little buzz as I push the screen, and you can't just touch it. You've got to push it to select a particular item. On the lower screen, you can see I've got my air-conditioned seat on. I have heating, cooling, passenger, my side, etc. Fans as well. You might hear them running, but the fans are for each side. Really a very easy to understand system. And my first time in the car, and I understand everything perfectly. I love the mixture of materials. I got my little tripod there. We'll set up in a minute, but the RS in the seat is beautiful. And look at the materials in the door. I've got the firmer plastics. I've got this beautiful tan leather, Alcantara, aluminum, and carbon fiber. It's like, gosh, it's really beautifully trimmed. It's really a fun shape to see on the road. You just don't see these in North America. These hatchback style sort of station wagons are just gone now, and I think it's a shame. But let's open up the back. So we reach underneath the four rings here. It's a large big pad I just pushed on that opens it up. And a huge size, as you know, I'm a golfer, and the golf clubs would fit with no problem across there. That's all very simple. I can just pull on this and release and fold the seats down. 40, 20, 40 split. So you can put that center one down or the whole lot down, whatever you require. Opening this up, we've got just some storage stuff there and little brackets to lock things into place. Of course, with these great big wheels, there's nowhere to put a spare. So the wheels are so huge, so with further down you do get a tire inflator, just like a can to inflate the tires. Screen will pull back should you need that, but it's kind of clever because it's on a slope. Look, can you see the angle there? So as I pull it down, it comes down that angle. They've really thought about the design very much, of course. Close it back down, picture the car, and down it goes. So far as design, there's beautiful flared arches and these massive side sills. They're really big in person. They really accentuate the car's crazy design. Again, the black optics pack this one has, I think, is essential on the car. It really changes it and makes it a much more glamorous look. You can have the aluminium trim, the aluminum trim on the sides, but the black optics, I think, makes it much more sporty in its look. We've talked about it enough. Let's drive this crazy car. Okay, let's get this car started up. Firm on the brake. Boy, it comes to life. Really a great sound. It is. Seatbelts on here. I think quality would be word of the day. Everything I touch is of the finest quality. I'm going to say that a few times in this video, but it's hard to get across. There's so many great cars on the market today, but they'll be lacking in one particular area or another. This one isn't. On the dashboard, I have a mixture of leather, Alcantara, carbon fiber, aluminium, the two great big screens down here, a third screen in front of me. It's just done right. Okay, let's go to the home here on the screen. I'm going to go to vehicle and then Audi Drive Select. We're going to select dynamic. There it is. Okay, very good. I've got a button on the side, push the button, pull it back into drive. 8 gears in the transmission. But let's experiment with this thing. I've warmed it up already, so we'll go down into old Batman's corner here and see how it does. Amazing colors through the rev range there as it builds. Boy, it's fast. I'm actually braking before the corner. Better control body than I thought. It's heavy. Just over 5,000 pounds, about 5,030 pounds. You would never think that this is a station wagon. Let's test these big 16-inch steel rotors. Oh, there goes the tripod. Yeah, impressive. Impressive. Smooth. It's not like a racing car that's like bouncy. It's just incredibly elegant and composed through all of its movements, and dynamic side is impressive. Let's keep going. What I like about it is you can feel the car moving around. It is alive underneath me. Steering's not that wonderful. It's heavy, but it's not that wonderful. But it is very precise. What's that saying? I think, oh, it needs fuel. Better be a bit more careful with it. We haven't been that gentle so far. Performance is impressive. Right at 3 seconds to 60 miles an hour, just over 11 seconds in the quarter mile for a 5,000 pound station wagon. When I was a kid in the UK growing up in the state cars and station wagons, they weren't quite like this one. Let's wake it up. I love how the display flashes as the revs build. Just impressive. Bit of traffic around, I'm gonna have to be sensible. How awful. Braking, good feel, better feel on the steering, frankly. If I touch on it, I can feel that big rotor up the front underneath me. Of course, the massive caliper does help. I don't even know if they're 8 or 10 piston, but they're big, really huge. Cornering, impressive. It follows my inputs very well. And it's you could drive this across the country without any problem at all. It's very composed, very comfortable. And I guess they call them a wolf in sheep's clothing. That's what this car is. You start fiddling with the modes and get a heavy right foot, and this is a powerful car. The all-wheel steering really adds to the experience. I think that's a big addition that the car would struggle a bit without. I think that's a good one. So in summary, what can I tell you? A 591 horsepower station wagon. Just seeing it is fun. I wish there were more vehicles like this. Of course, Mercedes has the E-Class wagon as a 63, AMG car. It's fabulous. But this just sounds wonderful. There's a lovely growl to the exhaust. The size of the vehicle is fabulous. Everybody fits. And the look of the car, these flared arches, really make for a special vehicle. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you liked it. Please ask me any questions you have in the comments down below, and please subscribe to the channel. I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.